Hello, and welcome to Transforming the Quoting Process Using Natural Language Understanding. I'm Steve Levine, Chief Marketing Officer at cortical.io. When we've talked to prospects in the insurance industry about their quoting process challenges, they normally come up with three based on the challenge of reviewing prior carrier policies, plans, or booklets. The first challenge is the cost of manual process. If a quote specialist takes 5, 10, 15, or even 30 minutes to review a prior policy in order to prepare a quote, when you multiply that by potentially thousands of policies, that is quite a time sink and quite a resource sink. Um, the next challenge they note is that human beings are not infallible. The accuracy of the manual process leaves something to be desired, especially when you're doing a boring and repetitive task, and errors can result in potential risk for the insurance company. And then finally, correctly interpreting terms. Each one of the carriers have their own way of describing certain terms, certain benefits, certain provisions. And the challenge is if the quote specialist doesn't correctly interpret any of those terms, it could lead to coverage gaps in the quote that's provided. Now, a lot of those prospects we've talked to have tried to build their own automated process for doing prior policy review using NLP, or natural language processing. The challenges and the issues that they've run into are, first, low accuracy. They've been missing terms and provisions or incorrectly identifying the terms and provisions, leading to the requirement for manual review regardless. The other issue they run into is that a quote specialist needs to actually interpret some of the paragraphs, some of the provisions to be able to identify the exact meaning. And the statistical based natural language processing can't do a good job of interpreting the wording of phrases or provisions. The fundamental source of this problem and these issues is the approach using statistical based natural language processing, for example, Amazon Comprehend or Google ML. That type of natural language processing is based on keywords and statistical models. And the challenge is you use statistics when you can't specifically model something, so statistics are an approximation. And therein lies the challenge is you approximate the results in terms of phrases, and language is really all about semantics, the meaning of words. So that if you can't represent the meaning of words, you're going to run into the issues of low accuracy and the inability to understand the phrases. So we're cortical.io, and what we do is we deliver AI-based natural language understanding solutions that are based on an innovative and different way of handling natural language. We provide these solutions for the enterprise, and the basic benefits are they provide more accurate results for whatever you're trying to do with the natural language, and also faster time to production. And what we found is using this technology in a product that I'll talk about in a couple of minutes is we've been able to, for insurance carriers, significantly improve the quoting process, both from the turnaround time and the accuracy. So you ask, what makes cortical.io different? And it is our approach to natural language understanding. And it's a better approach than the standard statistical modeling. Instead of using statistics and large numbers of samples to try and approximate language understanding, what we've done is based our approach on neuroscience and literally map language and semantic fingerprints to the way that the neurocontext works. So we actually capture all the meanings of the text in a fingerprint, not a statistical model, but an actual capture of the meanings. So what we can do with these fingerprints are we can fingerprint words, phrases, and paragraph and compare them semantically versus statistically, and it's regardless of the specific words used. So for example, if you look on the right-hand side, we have two phrases. One is funding method, the other is cost of coverage. Using a statistical model or a keyword approach, there would be no match. It would be considered two totally different phrases. But using semantic fingerprints, as you can see in the example, that they have very similar fingerprints, which allows us to conclude that they are actually similar terms. And this approach of using semantic fingerprints makes it easier to classify, extract, and search information. So as a company, we actually deliver three products: message intelligence, which is used more for the intake or submission phase for insurance companies; contract intelligence, which is what we will delve into here; and semantic search, used by large organizations to be able to more quickly and accurately find information within their intranet. The key benefits of all these products basically are based on the underlying natural language understanding that improves the efficiency, reduces the cost, allows quicker response time, and basically increases the value of the unstructured data that's either coming into or resident within an organization. So let's talk about contract intelligence and how it can, for the insurance industry, improve the quoting process. First, it can accurately extract the information you need to review a prior contract. Um, Depending on the type of policy, everything from life to long-term disability to short-term disability, our customers normally extract between 20 and 70 pieces of information that allows them to review the previous carrier contract and provide a quote. So it can extract dates, such as effective date. It can extract numbers, but it can also extract full clauses and provisions, such as existing conditions. The second thing it does is it can automatically make inferences and interpret provisions in the way the insurance company is used to understanding those provisions. For example, if it ran into the phrase, "you do not contribute to the cost of coverage," it can be interpreted as 100% employee paid. Or if it runs into a phrase that says, "you and your dependents," that could actually be interpreted as "your family." So what it does is it basically automates the process that a quote specialist normally goes through when reviewing a previous contract. Once the information is extracted, that information can be exported to an external system. It could be a quoting tool, it could be a CRM system like Salesforce, or it could be a BI tool if there's an interest in assessing the aggregate risk with all these policies. In general, the results that we've seen and our customers have seen is, first, more timely and more accurate quotes, and also a significant reduction in the quoting effort. When working with insurance customers, we've basically enhanced the product to deal with insurance industry specific issues. For example, many plans may have multiple employee classes. And so what we've done with the product is made it ability to first extract that there are multiple classes, and then B, associate the other extractions, maximum benefits, for example, that are associated with each one of those classes. Again, making it easier for the quote specialist to review and understand what information was in the policy. Second, as I had mentioned previously, is interpreting provisions. And the key factor here is that the system can be trained to have the specific interpretations that the insurance company uses. For example, here, it's the "you and your dependents" maps to family for this insurance company. And then finally, in dealing with a variety of different policy types, specifically dental and vision, consists of a wide number of very complex tables. And so we've enhanced the product to be able to extract information from these tables found in benefit booklets, for example. And then finally, what contract intelligence provides is first the efficiency. The quote specialist previously had to spend, again, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes reviewing a policy or a plan. And now that happens automatically within seconds, and also with accuracy. And with a boring and repetitive task, manual efforts can often lead to overlooking provisions. The contract intelligence never gets bored, and so it will consistently come up with accurate results and not overlook provisions. So let's describe how contract intelligence would work for a quote specialist in production. So first, carrier booklets, plans, policies are uploaded into contract intelligence. They can be uploaded programmatically from a CRM system or a document management system, or they can be manually loaded. Once they're loaded into the system, contract intelligence automatically extracts and interprets all the provisions and terms that were defined, and does that within a matter of seconds. The quote specialist or subject matter expert basically reviews the annotations, the extractions, and confirms them and validates them, and then can potentially send it off to a CRM system or a quoting tool. The other key capability of the system is if the quote specialist finds something that needs to be refined, needs to be changed in terms of extraction, he can manually make those changes, and those changes are folded back into the model to considerably refine and update the model. So the fundamental differences in terms of manual process or other automated process is that we can find and classify terms and provisions, even if the wording or the language is different. The other is that we can, with high accuracy, extract this information without needing AI experts, without needing data scientists, without needing thousands and thousands of examples to build up a statistical model. And as I mentioned, the quote specialist can fine-tune the system, and also it has the capabilities of allowing the quote specialist to search and compare provisions, terms, et cetera, across a variety of plans and contracts. Now, one of the key features of contract intelligence is the time it takes to get to production. So let's first talk about the process. The process is a subject matter expert or a quote specialist says, for this kind of policy, again, be it LTD, be it vision, be it dental, here's what I need to extract to be able to make a quote. And so once those extractions are defined, you upload in the range of 100 documents to the system. The subject matter expert or quote specialist goes through those documents and annotates the extractions. Once he's done, or she has done 100 documents, the creation of the model to be able to automatically extract information going forward is literally done at a push of a button. So there are no AI experts, no data science tuning. The subject matter experts, once he's annotated the 100 documents, literally pushes a button. So in general, our prospects and customers have found this process only takes a couple of weeks at most. And again, no AI experts or data scientists are needed. So here's an example use case. The problem, again, as we've talked throughout this presentation, is matching prior carrier plans when providing quoting group insurance. Cumbersome manual task, and the volume that they had to deal with was tens of thousands of quotes, each with 2 or 3 documents. So we worked with them to implement cortical.io contract intelligence, and the benefits they got were, automatically extracting the values and provisions from prior contracts, and they were able to work with contracts from different carriers. So one thing I forgot to mention on the previous slide is it's not that you have to create a model for each individual carrier that you're reviewing, is you just need to create a model for a policy type. such as LTD, STD, live vision, etc. And it can extract information regardless of the format that many of the other carriers use. So it doesn't have to be specific to a carrier. We can ingest, contract intelligence can ingest information once the model's built from any number of carriers. Results, obviously, more efficient quoting, reduced expense, higher accuracy, which avoids gap in coverage and inaccurate quote calculations, which could come back and cost the company later. Quoting is the use case that we've talked about most here, but using our products and technology, there are a variety of potential use cases within the insurance industry. Using message intelligence, being able to triage and parse incoming requests for quotes, make sure information's extracted, and potentially forward it to the appropriate group within the insurance company. Literally this morning, I was talking to an insurance company, and what they do is they provide a template to their brokers and partners. Their brokers and partners write the insurance. When the insurance company gets it back, they want to compare it against the template to make sure there aren't any issues or any changes that the broker or partner has made that is unacceptable to them. In addition, another piece of, another process is loss run reports. Being able to extract the appropriate information from the loss run reports, again, to be able to make a decision about quoting. And finally, claims, being able to process the unstructured data coming in with claims is another potential use of our natural language understanding technologies and the products we offer. So in summary, our approach to natural language understanding is what makes us different. It has significant advantages that end up benefiting the insurance company. First is the minimal training material required, which means a system can get up to production faster and faster time to value. No AI data scientist expertise needed. That allows the subject matter expert to have control over building the model and building the tools. And it also reduces the implementation costs and also removes the obstacle because data scientists and AI experts are actually a very limited resource. And then finally, because our semantic fingerprints and our meaning-based understanding, it allows us to provide more productive applications. For example, in the quoting use case, being able to interpret and classify provisions based on the meaning of the words. So how that affects the quoting process with cortical.io contract intelligence. One is it allows quote specialists to quickly and accurately look and review because it can extract the values and information from policies, plans, and benefit booklets. It can automatically make the inferences and interpret provisions to match the corporate standards. And finally, it provides an easy workflow and integration into the current workflow to export the information to external systems such as quoting tools, CRM systems, and potentially business intelligence tools to do some risk analysis on the aggregate. Fundamentally, the results are more timely and accurate quotes, significant reduction in the effort to quotes, and the assurance that there are no gaps in coverage. If you would like to find out more about contract intelligence and cortical.io, feel free to contact us at info@cortical.io. Thank you very much.